My love, I need you to breathe before you keep reading, because what I'm about to say will shake the picture you've been holding of me in your hands. And maybe that picture will shatter. Maybe you'll cut yourself on the truth. Maybe you'll look at me and realize you didn't know me as well as you thought. But I can't keep swallowing this anymore. I can't keep smiling in your face while my chest is filled with things I've been hiding, things that have been poisoning us from the inside. I pushed you away on purpose, not because I didn't care, not because you weren't enough, not because the love faded. I pushed you away because I was terrified you would see the side of me that feels too intense, too complicated, too unsafe to love without conditions. The part of me that doesn't always know how to hold the fire inside without burning the people I care about. The part of me that has battled shame, temptation, and a darkness that whispers, "You don't deserve something pure." And I know. That's a hard thing to read. It might even sound dramatic, but I'm not speaking from drama. I'm speaking from a place that has been bleeding quietly for a long time. If you're still here, if your heart hasn't gone cold, type 1111 in the comments, because every word I'm about to reveal is a risk, and I need to know you didn't abandon me in the middle of my unraveling. Because here's the shocking part. It wasn't only my shadows that drove me to distance. There was a third hand on our story. A third voice in the room every time we argued. A third presence standing between us, smiling at us while quietly poisoning what we had. And the reason I didn't tell you sooner is because I was ashamed of how long I let it happen. I was ashamed that I saw pieces of it, and still convinced myself it wasn't real. I told myself I was overthinking. I told myself I was paranoid. I told myself I didn't want to accuse anyone and create drama. But my love, it wasn't paranoia. It was intuition. And I ignored it because I didn't trust myself. And I didn't want to believe someone could be that calculated. If you've ever ignored your intuition and paid for it later, type 222. Not for me, just to admit to yourself that you know what that feels like. I need to tell you what I discovered. The whole thing. Not the soft version. Not the sugar-coated version. Not the "it's complicated" version. The truth. That third party didn't just dislike you. They weren't just concerned. They weren't just misunderstanding. They were strategic. They studied you like a target. They listened to every detail you shared, smiled like a friend, then carried your words away and twisted them until they sounded like something ugly. They took your pure moments and repackaged them into accusations. They took your silence and turned it into a story. They took your love and called it obsession. They took your boundaries and called it control. And while you were being honest, they were building a narrative. A narrative designed to do one thing: make me doubt you. And it worked. That's the part that makes me sick, because I let their poison sit in my ear long enough that it started sounding like my own thoughts. They would say small things first. Little seeds. Are you sure they're being sincere? Have you noticed how they always? I'm not trying to interfere, I'm just worried. And when I didn't react strongly, they got bolder. They began timing it, always bringing it up right after you and I had a good moment. Right after we laughed. Right after we connected. Right after I felt myself melting toward you. And suddenly, there they were, offering concern, reminding me of your flaws, replaying your past, framing your emotions like a red flag. They weren't protecting me. They were positioning themselves. Because the truth is, they didn't want me to be happy with you. They wanted me to be confused. They wanted me to be dependent. They wanted me to come to them for clarity, advice, comfort, until their voice became louder than yours. And I hate admitting it, but there were moments I let it happen because I was already battling my own inner storms. There were nights I didn't feel strong. There were days I didn't feel worthy. There were moments I didn't trust my ability to love you without messing it up. So when someone came along and offered a clean explanation, maybe they're the problem, it felt easier to believe that than to face the truth that I was afraid of my own depth. If you've ever loved someone so deeply it scared you, type 777, because then you'll understand why I ran even while my heart was reaching for you. But my love, listen. This third party didn't just whisper. They performed. They played both sides. They would comfort you with softness, then turn around and paint you as unstable. They would act supportive of us, then plant doubts about us. They would ask you questions that looked innocent, then repeat your answers to me in a way that made you sound cold or calculated. They would tell me you were doing too much, then tell you I was pulling away, and then watch us spiral like they weren't the ones spinning the wheel. And the most shocking part? They didn't do this because they loved me. They did it because they couldn't stand the idea that you had a place in my heart that they could never control. They wanted access to me, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. They wanted to be the one I ran to. They wanted to be the one I trusted, the one whose opinion mattered. And the day I realized it was the day I went back and looked at the timeline. Everything that broke us had fingerprints. Every misunderstanding, every sudden coldness, every random rumor, every conflict that came out of nowhere. It wasn't random. It was engineered. I found messages. Not always direct, not always obvious, but patterns. Screenshots sent at perfect times. Words repeated almost exactly. Stories that didn't match reality but were delivered with full confidence, like they had rehearsed them. I heard them slip, just once, saying something about you that only you and I had discussed privately. And my blood ran cold. Because that meant something I had shared in trust had traveled through their mouth like currency. Like my love was a gossip topic. Like your heart was entertainment. And I need you to understand why I didn't tell you immediately. Because when I realized it, I didn't just feel angry. I felt humiliated. I felt foolish. I felt like a weak man who let someone stand between him and the person who actually loved him. So what did I do? I did what I always do when I feel shame. I withdrew. I got distant. I acted like you were the threat, when really, I was terrified of what it would mean to admit I had been manipulated. I know that hurt you. I know it made you question yourself. I know it made you feel like your love was suddenly not safe in my hands. And for that, I am sorry in the deepest place a person can be sorry. If you've ever been made to question your own heart because someone else couldn't handle your light, type amen. Because I need your spirit to hear this. You are not crazy. You are not too much. You are not the villain in this story. You were being targeted, and I was being controlled. But I need to confess something else, something you may not want to hear. Part of why their tactics worked on me is because I was already at war with myself. I was already carrying a private fear that my intensity made me dangerous to love. Not in the way people turn it into fantasy or games, no. I'm talking about the kind of intensity that can become obsession if it isn't healed. The kind that makes someone cling when they should breathe. The kind that makes a heart demand certainty when it should be built on trust. I have that in me. I'm not proud of it. And I didn't want you to see it because I didn't want you to think my love was a cage. I didn't want you to think I would ever try to control you. I didn't want to become the very thing I hate. So instead of being honest, I pretended I was fine. I pretended I was calm. I pretended your absence didn't haunt me. I pretended my love was smaller than it is. But the truth is, I feel everything in extremes. When I love hard. When I hurt, I disappear. When I'm afraid, I become cold. And when that third party started feeding my fear, it didn't just create doubt about you. It triggered every unhealed wound inside me. It made me think, see, this is why you shouldn't get close. This is why you ruin things. This is why you don't deserve someone pure. So I punished myself by pushing you away. And I punished you by making you carry the confusion. That is my sin. That is my shame. And I don't say that to get pity. I say it because I'm done hiding behind timing and space, and I'm busy. I'm telling you the truth because I would rather lose you with honesty than keep you with lies. If you can still see me, if you can still hear my heart beneath the mess, type 999. Because there's one more part one have to reveal, and it's the part that will make your stomach drop. That third party didn't just want to separate us. They wanted to replace you. Not always romantically. Sometimes it's emotional replacement. Sometimes it's spiritual. Sometimes it's power. They wanted your role. They wanted your closeness. They wanted your access. They wanted the influence you had over my heart because it threatened their control. And I know how that sounds, but I've seen it now with open eyes. The subtle competitiveness. The way they reacted when I talked about you. The way they suddenly needed my attention right after you and I connected. The way they acted hurt whenever I chose you, like my love was something owed to them. And then, there was the final move. They tried to force a moment. They tried to corner me into making a decision while I was emotionally weak. They offered themselves as the safe option. They painted you as chaos. They tried to turn my fear into a doorway, So I would walk away from you and fall into their arms, their advice, their comfort, their control. And in that moment, my love, something snapped in me. Because I realized anyone who truly loves me would never need to sabotage my happiness. Anyone who respects me would never need to lie to keep me close. Anyone who has pure intentions would not be so obsessed with destroying what I have with you. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. So I need you to know this. I am choosing truth now. Even if it humiliates me. Even if it cost me the relationship we could have had if I had been braver sooner. I'm choosing truth because I'm tired of living split in two. Half of me loving you, half of me hiding from you. And I'm choosing truth because I want to build something real with you. Not something held together by silence and fear. But I also need to say this clearly. I will not ask you to carry my darkness for me. I will not ask you to rescue me from myself. I will not make you responsible for healing wounds that belong to my past. What I'm offering you is not a perfect version of me. It's a real one. A man who is owning what he did. A man who is cutting off what poisoned us. A man who is learning how to hold love without turning it into fear. And if you decide to walk away after this, I will understand. I will grieve it, yes, but I will not blame you. Because you deserve safety. You deserve honesty. You deserve a love that doesn't make you doubt your own worth. But if you stay, if you choose to give me one more chance to prove that I can be trustworthy, then I need you to hear this promise. I will protect what we have. Not with control, with clarity, with boundaries. With truth so clean, there's no room for third hands on our story. No more whispers. No more triangulation. No more secrets dressed as concern. From this moment on, you will not have to compete with anyone for a place in my heart. And I know it won't erase the pain you felt. I know trust doesn't rebuild in one confession. But my love, I'm finally standing in front of you without a mask. And I'm asking you, not as a perfect man, but as a man who is done running. Can we start again? With the truth? If your spirit still feels mine, if you still believe love can survive exposure, type 1111 one more time, because this is me placing my heart in your hands. And whatever you choose, at least now, you choose it with your eyes open. No more poison, honey. No more shadows pretending to be friends. Just you, just me, and the raw, trembling truth that refuses to be buried anymore.